keep cautious nowadays. Straight up.
Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Luminescent here, also better known as Lemon. I'm doing a spread for the moon in Virgo, which is coming up. Right now the moon is still in Leo. It's trining the fire Aries Sun, Aries Venus, and Chiron as well, exactly right now or just passed over. It's squaring Taurus, Uranus and Taurus, which is still kind of being square, but not really, from Saturn in Aquarius. Jupiter is still moving forward, going towards Pisces. So right now, things should feel a lot better, a lot lighter, a lot more fun, adventurous activity before we go into Virgo. Now, Virgo is going to oppose Mercury in Pisces, sextile to Pluto and Cap at the end, but it's going to trine Uranus and Taurus first in the early degrees. It will in conjunct the Aquarian energy, Saturn and Jupiter, as well as the Aries energy, Sun, Venus, and Chiron. So with this moon and Virgo transit, I feel like, because the last Virgo moon was a full moon Virgo, so we had a full, like, realization, I want to say, a full opening view of what necessities of life we need to start implementing every day in order to Pisces season, get rid of the old, and what that would mean for us in the coming future. Now that we're in the new year, Aries season is about action, taking action. Virgo is precise. It carries the perfectionism energy, not to be perfect in whatever category, false category, that life is. Oh yeah, and Neptune too. I forgot about Neptune being in Pisces too. It's going to oppose that sector there too. I feel like everything is kind of being flipped over. We've been looking at, zeroing in on a lot of things that don't make sense, that's confusing, that seems like a big web that has been weaved, and we felt like we needed to get ourselves out, or not necessarily figure a way out of the situation, more so like figuring out a way to bring balance to the situation, because some things you do have to deal with in life, nobody is exempt from, but how you deal with it is what matters the most, because you can deal with things changing your life stubbornly, or you can deal with it by accepting, saying yes to the universe, and accepting that what came to you is just a manifestation of a part of you. So with this Virgo moon, we will be looking more into the details of what we are taking action on, because the next time we go through this energy in Taurus, we'll be building. Okay. And also with this moon in Virgo, with the opposition that is going to make with the Piscean energy, with Mercury being in Pisces, it's not at its greatest in Pisces. More spacey, more emotional, more psychically attuned to what's going on around it. So we'll have that balance again. It may also, I feel, trigger or bring up what happened during the full moon in Virgo. We get to, because I think Mercury was retrograde or still in shadow when we had the full moon Virgo. So those themes definitely will be shed on yet again. However, we don't have that much Pisces energy all built up in conjunct like how it was earlier this month, last month. So it's not as much confusion, it's not as much illusions circling around. It's more like, okay, this is what I'm doing. this is what I was looking at, you know, releasing or letting go or changing or being more open to come the new year. And now that I've been working towards that during this Aries season so far, now I'm ready to get to the details, you know, of what changing my life is really about now that I'm taking action to change my life. So let's get into the spread now. I just had to be me. So number one position, we have Earth stability. Get this card a lot whenever we get Earth placements going on. So this is 38, which is a master number. 11, relationships mastered, cooperation, peace. Both Pisces and Virgo are both mutable energies. Aries is cardinal, so we're being this is an initiation phase. We're initiating ourselves into the new year. However, we're also going over, still with Mercury in the 12th house of Aries, we're still mentally processing what we're open to and what we are, you know, finally looking at with the moon in Virgo. Number two, what we need to be aware of or avoid. Aquarius, I know, 23, which is a 5. So I feel like we should definitely be, this is saying like, in order to build a stable foundation in our everyday life when it comes to taking action on things that are authentic to us, Aquarius, but also true to who we identify as, which is Aries, we do need to be careful about what we think we know already, because Pisces season, especially also Virgo energy, Gemini, North Node, where Mars is right now, because that's going to square with the moon as well. We want to be careful with thinking that we know everything, or we know everything about ourselves to the point where we're not open to things changing or manifesting better than what we thought, because we may be looking for stability emotionally during this time, and Virgo is a mutable sign. Things change, so being able to go with the flow and not allowing yourself to be blocked off from what you think you may know, because you know, things, like I was saying, things happen, things change. So always be open to, you know, seeing the other side of your vision come to fruition better than what you thought it would be. Because I feel like in order to master being self-sufficient, because Virgo, the 9 of Pentacles, is about being independent and owning the work that you put in and how it made you great. It doesn't mean you got to be, you know, uppity or snooty, which also can be the 9 of Pentacles as well. However, it's about, you know, being happy with what you've accomplished so far, what you've learned so far, the wisdom you've gained over time, because it's Earth, what you physically have been able to maintain and bring to stability. I think that's important as well. Yeah, so the situation, the underlying situation is stability. We want to be careful about what we think we know. What we want to do or utilize. Mercury, the mind, Mercury does rule Virgo as well as Gemini. So I feel like during this square, we will definitely, I've been feeling it because I have Mars directly like was squaring my Mars. So I was real like Arthur Fist. But over time, it's like, you know, being able to continue to work on, you know, finding the balance, being able to adjust, finding the temperance. Today is my day 14, temperance, between situations, circumstances, people, anything, being able to find that balance. And this is a number 3. So with that challenge of the moon in Virgo with Mars in Gemini, getting closer and closer to the North Node, I feel like, and then Mars is the ruler of Aries, which is in exaltation with the sun right now. I feel like our actions are going to tell us more about ourselves, which is why you should be careful about what you think you know, because you don't want to block yourself off from something. But I think this Mars transit with the North Node is going to show us more about ourselves than we've allowed ourselves to go past. Like we had a limitation of some sort, because the Mars in Gemini is trining over to all this Aquarius energy and Saturn and Jupiter. So we got an easier time with our actions right now, as far as aligning to the ultimate goal that we have. Any goals. We have an easier time with discipline, getting our shit together. And although the moon is a temporary energy because it moves so fast, it does force us to go within or intuitively listen to things that needs to be in Virgo, tweak just a little bit over here, a little bit over there, and then it's like, okay, there we go. And it's something you can feel. Because with the moon, anybody who I know with the moon in Virgo, they can feel when something, the pattern is off. And Virgo is very particular. Particular. It's a good word to describe it. So with Gemini, it's like that's all the ideas and the learning and the worlds of learning. And then Virgo is like, okay, yeah, that's what I learned, but how can it actually be practical and useful in my day-to-day life? And that's where I feel like the biggest challenge would be 11/11 is us finding that balance during the square. Because we might be moving, and then it's like, okay, wait for a second, like, how's this all gonna work? Because you thought you knew, but then it's like, no, I really didn't know I could do that. I didn't know I had space to do that. I didn't know I had the mental capacity to do that. I didn't know I had the physical stamina to do this, but I'm doing it, and I'm doing it. You know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, that time, if anybody ever learned how to ride a bike, some of us learned in semi-dangerous fake situations, but it's like you learn how to ride a bike, and it's like a part of you knows you can do it because you've seen other people do it, so you can do it. But at the same time, there's that other part that's like, okay, you're in the process of mentally getting yourself to a point where you can believe that you actually can do it, like you actually have done it, and you getting through the leaning over to the side, the falling, the tripping, the stumbling on the pedals. Like, we're getting through that before this full moon in Libra, where we're going to see, okay, this is what I was working on, all this time, and I didn't know, how far I could actually go if I allowed my mind, to, I feel like, be a little bit free with the Piscean energy, like to let things just be and not be so, hung up on every little detail. Like, yes, you should know what the details are, but don't get so attached. I think that's the key word, to being careful about what you attach to. Don't be too attached to what you think you know. Don't be too attached to the details, because things may change. And you want to be open with the Gemini energy and the Aquarius energy that's surfing right now. You do want to be open to things turning out better in your favor while you're creating whatever stability or decision that you want to commit to, build with, grow with, and using your everyday life, all earth energies. So our outcome, which can change, of course, we have part of fortune increase. So I'm okay with this. I don't know about you, but I'm okay with fortune. It's a 45, which isn't a 9. So we are definitely experiencing changes. At the same time, the changes come from building, knowing what you want, using your intellect to work with your intuition to build what it is that you are destined to do. Part of fortune also, actually, I want to take a look at this in the book, because it's something in this that I want to expand on, and I don't know what it is, so I'm gonna just follow my inkling to do this. Okay, so it says, many look upon the part of fortune as moon energy, which means the talents and gifts it endows upon an individual are both nascent, I think that's how you say it, nascent, and unconscious. It is as if its powers are waiting beneath the surface of water. And when that water is stirred by action or thought, Aries season, Virgo energy, thank you for the confirmation, those talents and gifts emerge. And this is associated with the 10 of Pentacles, which is, again, Virgo energy. So the outcome is income. If we've been working on something, be open to not knowing everything. The wisest man knows he knows nothing. Okay? He knows nothing. Your body can handle it. It's just that your mind is what you have to convince. And with the Virgo and Gemini square, they understand each other, but they still have a hard time getting along, because I feel personally it's because Gemini seems more scattered and all over the place with their actions, whereas Virgo like to, you know, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do that. It's to-do lists, you know, step by step by step. And Gemini can start off over here, step 1, and then skip and then be over here, step 2, but it's really step 5, and then go back. And it may seem erratic to the outside looking in, but they may have their own alignment, because that's the twin flame energy. Their heart and mind must always be in alignment to make the most beneficial, you know, decisions. It's the Lover's card. It's about making choices that are divinely guided. So you may feel like something, you know, it's logically Virgo, it may make sense, but the Gemini energy, especially with it being conjunct the North Node, there is a window or a door of opportunity where it might actually work out better for you if you learn to loosen the reins a little bit. But it doesn't mean you throw logic out the window. You just allow that logic to also, you know, maneuver into newer energy that is available for you. At the bottom, we have 8th house, endings and beginnings. So definitely, what's under here? Air element, communication. Yeah. So I feel like, you know, 8th house does have to do with endings and beginnings. However, understanding where you begin and other people, where you end and other people begin, and where you begin and other people end. Being able to have that emotional intelligence so you are not overly attached, again, to, you know, your emotions as far as the outcome is concerned. This is a 32, it's a 5 as well. So they are mirror numbers, the Aquarius and the 8th house. Now, I feel like Scorpios have an issue with Aquarius because, I say we because I have Aquarius moon. We have a tendency to be very left fieldish, and both of them are fixed signs, but emotionally, Scorpio may seem like you're too unstable or you're too unrealistic, because Scorpio wants to know what's in the dark and bring it to light. Scorpio knows what's in the dark and bring it to light. Aquarius already knows and is sharing what it knows about the dark to the light, and it can come off airy, detached, but it already knows. So it's like, if I already know how something is going to turn out, or I know how something is going to be, I don't have to associate with certain constructs that have to do with me not knowing. And that's why this is the challenge, because there are constructs with this square with Mars and the Virgo energy where the square is really just about us being comfortable with not knowing all of the best assets of ourselves that we have available. And it may have to do with, you know, transforming ourselves from one situation to the next. And allowing yourself to, also with the air element under here with communication, allowing yourself to communicate that with yourself first, and maybe even with other people, so that they're aware of where you are mentally. Okay, thank you. So let's get into some advice, and we're gonna close this reading up for this moon in Virgo. This will be taking place the 25th, the moon moves to Virgo, the 25th at 11 p.m. Eastern time. So from that point on in 2.5 days, because the full moon will be on Sunday. All right, so Spirit, what advice do you have for us collectively during this moon in Virgo? What advice do you have? What advice do we have during this moon in Virgo? I was about to say full moon. We're getting ready for the full moon. But, you know, before we can partner and relate, talk to your gods came out. Before we can partner and relate to another people, we want to make sure that we're healthy mentally, emotionally, spiritually, physically. We want to make sure we're as efficient on our own. Nine of Pentacles again, as much as we can be. So 10 of Pentacles is part of fortune, which is the outcome. You know, we set. You know what I'm saying? We set. We good with the changes that have occurred. We allow them to occur. We say yes to the universe. One more advice for Moon in Virgo. Okay, we got 2 cards here. So we got 3. What do you know? Okay. So we got connect to confidence. Yes. Forgiveness and seek within. Okay, so we got talk to you guys, connect to confidence, forgiveness, and seek within. Virgo also has an issue with security. So if you do feel like you've been giving your security away with, you know, giving away money that you rather keep, or spending money you rather keep, or feel like you don't have enough money coming from someone else or something else, income, really. If you feel like someone is not showing you the proper value or energy exchange that you feel like you are due for, talk to your guides. Reconnect to your confidence. You don't have to be insecure about anything, mentally, spiritually, emotionally, because we all go through phases of growth and change. And it doesn't matter where that aspect is for you, or wherever you have Virgo, where you may feel a little, you know, hesitant to take, you know, make decisions for your everyday health and life, because, you know, again, that energy of perfectionism where you want things to, you know, be clean and neat as possible, maybe more so physically, but the energy, the mental energy behind it might be kind of deprecating. So we definitely want to talk to our spiritual guides and connect to confidence, and forgive yourself for anything that has happened in regards to your relationships with other people, and seek within. Always seek within. Forgive yourself, which is what I'm getting. Have the courage to forgive yourself for the actions and things that took place in the past that we've allowed Pisces season to go ahead and just wash away. Open these pores up and clean it all out. You know what I'm saying? Get your mental energy together, because this is getting real. Like, this is going to be I feel like this is a very favorable time for us, even though a lot of people are claiming that they already know this is, you know, people getting sick, people dying. They've been doing that, B. Ain't nothing about what's happened already in that category has changed. What you do need to know, this came out unexpectedly, unseen blessings. What you do need to know is what you don't know about what it is that's going on. Is that this is the most profound time, more than ever, to be more connected to your body so you can heal it. And a lot of people might not be aware of that, and they might not know that, but this is the time of our lives. Utilize it. So that's going to conclude this Moon in Virgo reading. Okay, so we definitely want to, when it comes to stabilizing the energy, be open to things that you're not aware of, that you don't know, because it may actually help you in the future. So I feel like you should be open to something unexpectedly, because your mind might be telling, especially with the Moon in Virgo, your mind might be telling you, because you have all the facts, that you know something, and then something else comes out of nowhere unexpectedly that make you challenge your stance. And you want to be open to, you know, communicating, you know, with that air, Gemini air. Be open to communicating with your guides as well as yourself that, you know, I thought this was going to, you know, be this type of way, so I decided, but then it's like, wait, maybe I'm undecided. And then boom, we go into the full moon in Libra, where everybody got to face their indecisions, their inability to decide, or, you know, just make a decision, Two of Swords. So, so you can get that increase in fortune. So thank you so much for tuning in. I definitely appreciate it. Excuse me. I will be live and direct March 27th in Dearborn. So you can check my IG page, which is Lemons with 4 S's, with the underscore. It should be linked in my description. But it's definitely listed on my channel and my banner. Facebook, Instagram, Blogger. Schedule us a T link if you are looking for a personal reading. But I am doing personal readings at the Spring Fling and Hustle on March 27th from 2 p.m. to 8 p.m. So if you would like to come out and get a reading with me and also shop and network with other business vendors, you can definitely come through. I am happy to come and, you know, partake in something that I haven't done before. Okay, so I had a alarm, but I guess you utilize an app that I'm paying for that I haven't used. Great. So yeah, trying to think, is there anything else? I do have a new blog, getyourlemonade.com. So I wrote about a brief synopsis about the year ahead, but I will be going into more detail, writing more things, especially this full moon in Libra. So love you. Have a great weekend. Have a great moon in Virgo experience. I'm trying to think, is there something else that it is something else I want to say, but I can't think of it, but it has to do with Virgo. I don't want to say negative. What should I say? A positive, affirm. I want to say an affirmation. Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream. Don't take everything so serious. Virgo. Peace.